بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. Ladies and gentlemen,
السيدات والسادة، أود أن أبدأ حديثي اليوم بالترحيب الشديد بسعادة رئيس الوزراء رومانيا السيد نيكولاي تشيوكا. أعتقد أن حصلنا على شرف كبير بلقائنا اليوم في مجلس الوزراء لجمهورية مصر العربية هنا في القاهرة، ومنذ أن هذه أول زيارة رسمية لرئيس الوزراء الروماني لأكثر من 20 عاما، فنحن لدينا سعادة وفخر كبير بتنفيذ هذه الزيارة التاريخية، ولا سيما مع أعضاء الوفد الموقرين لتعزيز العلاقات القائمة بين البلدين والتي تنعكس على قوة العلاقات بين البلدين. العلاقة بين بلدينا تعود إلى 170 عاما، ولهذا لدينا سعادة وفخر كبير أن نتلقى ونستقبل هذا الوفد الموقر من رومانيا في القاهرة. أثناء الحديث والنقاش بدأت بإلقاء التحية ونقل تحيات الحكومة المصرية إلى الحكومة الرومانية بالسماح للدارسين المصريين الذين أجبروا على مغادرة أوكرانيا أثناء الحرب الروسية الأوكرانية، واستقبلتهم الحكومة الرومانية بكل ترحيب لمساعدتهم للعودة إلى مصر. بالطبع النقاش ركزنا على بعض المواضيع لتعزيز العلاقات الاقتصادية بين البلدين، وكذلك التبادل التجاري بين بلدينا الذي وصل إلى أكثر من 1 مليار دولار في العام الماضي، ونحن على قناعة أن هذا المجال هو أحد الأسس لتعزيز العلاقات التجارية. وتناولنا
trade volume. I had the privilege to, of course, present to His Excellency the competitiveness of the Egyptian industry and agriculture and all other facets, specifically in areas like production of fertilizers and, of course, petrochemicals and other goods that Egypt is really have the chance to export it to Romania. On contrary, we have been, of course, requesting from His Excellency to increase, of course, importing the grains or wheats from Romania, since Romania is one of the main producers of grains in Europe and in the world. And His Excellency promised that this area is going to be one of the areas that we will seriously look on how to increase in that respect. In general, of course, we are looking forward to the coming joint committee of economic, scientific and technical matters to be held in Bucharest this year. And of course, also we are appraising the formulation and holding, of course, also the joint business forum between the business community in our two countries, and really we are looking forward to both of them work together much more to increase the cooperation between our two countries, to make use of of course, the continental agreements that both countries can enjoy, allowing the other country to have access in. For example, from the Egyptian side, since we are part of the African Free Trade Agreement, we can, of course, secure access to Romanian companies through its partnership with the Egyptian one to have, of course, access to the African, of course, market. In the contrary, also through such kind of partnership, Egyptian firms can have more access to European Union. So really, I'm very pleased to see, of course, the opportunities between our two countries, and again I would like to welcome His Excellency Prime Minister Chuka for his historical visit to Cairo, and really looking forward for our joint cooperation to be strengthening and expanding in the coming period. Thank you, Your Excellency.
Thank you very much, Your Excellency, Mr. Prime Minister, Your Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen. I am really very honored to pay this visit after so much time, 20 years. It's a long time since we did not have bilateral cooperation at the Prime Minister level, but I am sure that since today we will continue to work together and to keep a very coherent bilateral relationships, taking into account that we are having today very good discussions, I would say excellent discussions, not in between us as a Prime Minister, but also in between our ministers who are identifying a lot of opportunities, and also they touch upon the huge potential we have to develop our bilateral relationships. So, Your Excellency, you already pointed out some of the figures which are proving the relevance between the relevance of the relationships between our countries. So beyond those numbers, 1.1 billion trade exchange, we have to see what we can do more together, taking into account this new context of the Russian invasion in Ukraine, which is affecting not only the bordering countries and the countries in the proximity of Ukraine, but also all the other countries. And we have to see what we can do together in order to solve all these aspects which are really affecting our people, our economies, and our countries. I am sure that continuing to discuss at the ministerial level, at the technical level, all these aspects, and seeing how we can and what we can do more in support of ensuring the required quantity of grains and also the required quantity by the Romanian in regard of fertilizers, as you mentioned. Also doing our best together to avoid the food crisis and to see how we can do more in order to support the Ukrainians' grain exports in order to not let the other countries to be affected by these grain shortages, and also to see how we can continue to play our pivotal role. Romania in the Black Sea region, Egypt in the Middle East and Africa region. You agreed that we have to do our best to host the joint committee, and I am promising you that as soon as possible to have the technical staff identifying the period, the date, and we will host it in Bucharest. And also we will do our best in order to see how we can better connect the European Union with Egypt, and you will do your best to see how you can connect all of us with the Middle East and African countries through the African continent free trade area, which is really a very important opportunity. Of course, there is a lot of potential. We have discussed how we can support each other in developing the green energy capabilities, developing the hydrogen, green hydrogen capabilities, and also to see how we can support each other in implementing the digitalization on the government and administration institutions. So, taking into account that there is already a bilateral relationship established of our national leaders, The only thing we have to do now is to do our best to implement all those decisions. And you have our commitment that we will continue to work together and to see what we have to stress, what we have, where we have to focus on in order to develop and to strengthen, to enhance our bilateral relationships. Once again, thank you very much for your hospitality. Thank you very much for the opportunity to have this visit. And of course, I am inviting you to pay a visit to Bucharest and to see what we have done in reality after our political meetings. Thank you very much, Your Excellency.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. Please.